Welcome to Legendlore, where Craig is joined by Beatriz Dias and Elizabeth Chaipraditkul on a journey to the Realm, led by Dungeon Master Steffie De Vaan. The Realm is a fantasy world where our players are playing themselves, yet not at the same time. Enjoy something a bit lighter than you may be used to from us. I have a feeling we all need that right now.
So, the year is 2020, the day is today, and we are all at home because there's a global pandemic. But we've been invited to an online convention. Looking at the time, we've been invited to the online convention in England. I don't know if I'm allowed to say the name, but the big one, the one in Birmingham. We've been invited to that one. We're all very enthusiastic. They organised an online game, and we are on a panel about role-playing games and immersion. And we're talking, and suddenly the call which we're on the screen begins to flicker, and there's this really persistent static noise. And then you hear a voice say, "Oh, that should be fun." And then there's a big flash as your laptop just emits light, and this really ringing, piercing sound, and you blink. And then when the ringing in your ears stop and the light kind of recedes and you can see again, you're in a very, very dark and somewhat damp place. You feel stone under you, natural stone. Let's start with, because we're still keeping it a secret what you are, but you do know, you've seen your character sheets. Can anybody see in the dark?
I can.
Then you see that you're in a natural cave with slick walls. You do see some footsteps leading in and out, barefooted.
Okay.
And you see two other people near you. And since you can see them, they can describe yourselves. So, Beatriz, do you want to start and tell us what Liz sees?
Liz will see a very small and kind of fluttering pixie with bluish wings and a short, dirty blonde hair. She's looking very confused because she can't see properly.
And Craig, do you want to describe what she sees when she looks at you?
Yes, looking at me, she'll see what looks like a normal human, really, except that my ears are slightly pointed, and I have very nice, long, brown hair flowing down from around my shoulders. I seem to be wearing some sort of tunic and some sort of leather armor, and I can see in the dark as well, and I'd be looking at you very confused.
Oh, and then you look down at yourself, probably.
Yes, and I see that I am a rather hairy person. Actually, I'm covered in hair. And I don't think I'm wearing any clothes. I don't know if this has been established, but I think I'm just covered in a very nice layer of soft hair.
Mm-hmm. So whatever you have on you is what you bring with you, but your clothes do change a bit to match. It's a fantasy world, so you can absolutely arrive in your jeans and now go, "This is really uncomfortable if I'm so hairy."
Well, this was an online convention, so I'm totally in my pajamas.
That's true. You're in your onesie. You're in a unicorn onesie.
I'm in my unicorn onesie, which probably fits a little bit tighter than it should normally, and I'm very confused because I feel hair underneath the very soft unicorn onesie. And I think at this point there are a lot of expletives coming out of my mouth, which I won't roleplay for the sake of the listeners. Also, there's a pixie in front of me, basically.
Yes, there is.
Trying to just start asking myself, what did I drink? Was I drinking during this panel? No, I was sober. No, it was tea. What the bleep, 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 bleep.
So as your eyes get used to the darkness a bit more, Craig and Beatrice, you can also start to see, and you see each other. You see Liz, who is a very, very hairy creature, completely covered in hair, in a unicorn onesie.
And is also absolutely gigantic to me. Why?
The world is a lot bigger than you remember it being. There are two giants here.
Yes, and I have a pencil, because that was probably what I was twirling around before this happened, and I sort of poke the weird clothing I'm now wearing, which does look like my own clothing, but just hardened a little, which is a bit strange. And then I look at the person in the onesie, and I'm like, okay, wait, don't hurt me. I won't hurt you if you don't hurt me. Okay, right.
What are you doing in my living room? Wait, I'm not in my living room, and I'm not going to hurt you. Who the hell are you?
I'm Craig. Hi, This is a really weird dream.
You think you actually recognize his voice. Like, that's the guy you were on a panel with seconds ago.
Oh. You know, Dream Craig, you're very self-aware for my dream.
Am I? I don't know. In my dreams, sometimes the dream can be really self-aware too. Although we don't normally have a conversation like this with, I don't quite know what you are, and so looks like there's a little, like, Tinkerbell, maybe.
What are you? Okay, rude. I'm a person in a unicorn onesie. Do not judge.
Oh, sorry. I just. Okay, right, a person. That's cool.
While we were having this discussion, I was just slowly backing away because you're very big and scary and I do not like this at all.
You do think their voices sound a lot louder than you're used to, but you do think you recognize them from the panel.
And as soon as they mention that and they start with the dream, I'm like, wait a minute. Am I dreaming?
I'm very sure that you're part of my dream. I don't believe in some type of weird shared dream thing. Again, you are also very self-aware for being part of my dream.
Wait, you do sound a bit familiar. Weren't we talking earlier?
Did I fall asleep and I'm just hearing your voices in my dream? Maybe that's it.
So while you all are trying to figure out what the hell's going on, you hear noises from. You've kind of. Liz can definitely see very clearly, and the other two are squinting. It's dark, but you can make out a bit. So you're in this natural cave. It's lighter at one end, and you hear voices coming from the other end. So it's a long cave that you could go in and out. It's more like a tunnel. And on one end, you think it's getting a little bit lighter, and on the other side, you can hear voices speaking in a language you don't recognize. And they are laughing and talking. You recognize that much, at least, no matter what the language.
Okay, well, this isn't my first dream rodeo. Come on, Dream Beatrice and Dream Craig, let's go.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
I go towards the voices.
So, as you move deeper into the cave, at one point you cross a stream. It's a small stream that generates some water, and you see a people-made structure of clay, a basin that people collect the water from this little stream in, and you immediately recognize that is not a natural feature of the cave. That is man-made, human-made, people-made. You can stop there, but you can also keep walking. There's nothing else except for the fact that there's water there. And you've just had tea. And as you walk further, at some point you see a group of 3 creatures, and they look a little bit terrifying from your point of view. They're as tall as a person. They have this green mottled skin. Their skin does not necessarily look like camouflage. It looks, well, a bit like camouflage. So this green mottled skin, they are wearing... What are they wearing? They're probably not wearing much. And they are playing some sort of game that is some sort of dice bone game, you think. It's not a game that, well, you could stand here and see if you recognize it. I don't know how many. It's a gambling game with dice and bones. if that rings a bell to anyone and you're like, oh, I might be able to play that game. But otherwise, you recognize that much at least from movies and such.
Well, I kind of just stick close behind Liz as she goes forward.
I'm totally just assuming this is still a dream. Do these things look orcish to me? Like, do these people in front of me look like orcs? I'm a nerd. I was just on a roleplay panel. I feel like I should be able to identify this fantasy creature.
Well, yeah, probably. They don't look like orcs. They look to you like the old-fashioned goblins. Right now, there's a current trend in RPGs that goblins are small and uniformly green and kind of cutish. These are not. These are definitely OSR goblins. They're bigger. They've got sharp teeth. And they've got this mottled green, pale skin.
Well, I mean, there's no way to sneak around these things. And I'm not living in reality right now. So I just walk up to them.
They startle. One of them jumps up and grabs a sort of a sword that pointed at you. And the other one yells something, and you still don't understand the language. It's a little bit weird. Usually you get what people mean in dreams.
I just say, now. Listen, dream goblins. You're just going to let me and my friends pass. We're going to go find the tiki bar that's in this dream, and we're going to sit down, and it's going to be fine. And start speaking English. I look at them, and I motion a little bit.
The one with the sword comes closer and makes a poking movement at you.
I take my hand and I bat the tip of the sword away.
Well, ow, now you're bleeding. Yeah, so on your character sheet, let's take a point of damage. Because it's a small nick, but it is a nick, and you are definitely bleeding and it hurts.
Wait, what?
Hey, could you guys, just leave us alone? I've got a pencil. And I wield the pencil.
Yeah. So by now, all four of them have gotten up from the floor, and two of them are armed. They look genuinely surprised, like nobody ever walks up and says hi, even if it's in a language that they don't seem to understand either. So that definitely confuses them. Does anyone want to try their hand at some kind of social role?
Can we see if they were playing here? Do they live here? Or are they just chilling out?
No, you think they might. The cave still moves on behind them, and you think they might be, the people that you put at the door.
Oh, that doesn't bode well. I'm gonna keep hiding behind the boots of Craig.
I look concerned at Elizabeth, because I'm a little bit like, okay, she's hurting. And with the pencil, I'm like, look, I do start doing big hand gestures. We are just here, as you said, we're going to the bar. That sounds fun. And we don't want to hurt you. You're just playing a game. We play games, games. It's all fun. So let's just all calm down and be friends. Yeah? And I sort of smile.
Okay, I'm going to have you roll either performance or persuasion for that. And at disadvantage because you don't speak each other's language.
In that case, at disadvantage, that is a 10.
You don't think they're up for that. They're getting slightly agitated because they don't know what you're doing there. And they don't seem to like it. They're not... you don't think they're aggressive, but they are like, why are you here? What do you want? Where are you going? They're confused by you. They don't think you are aggressive, but they are definitely getting agitated. And the language barrier is not helping.
Can I try to, kind of show our intent, show the intent of what he's saying, you know what I mean? Like, hold out my hands, like, hey, we're not trying to hurt you.
Yeah, you can also try performance or persuasion, and I think one of you rolled up a bard. I don't know if you have any language spells.
No, I don't have that, so I'm just gonna go for a persuasion. It's 13, 18.
18. You are welcome to join their game if you have something to put into their gambling pot. Because they now think that that's what you're here for, that you are here to... You mentioned something about you motion, like you're here for a drink. And they're like, oh, well, they've got drink. They show you. So they now come to the conclusion that you are here to join their game. You do see two of them talking, and you recognize, well, I'm assuming you recognize that, but I actually don't know. Anyone who's ever worked in a customer-facing role or at a convention or any such recognizes this little tete-a-tete of, I think someone should tell the manager. You think that is the gist. You don't know what a goblin manager looks like, but that is definitely the gist of it.
Oh, I definitely recognize that.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Which of course raises the question if you'll be able to talk this goblin manager into letting you join this game. But the course of action of these 4 goblins currently is that you can join their game, and one of them is going to tell the manager because this is odd. Like, did somebody invite them and not tell us?
I turn around, at least I've worked in retail. Like, should we go before the goblin manager gets here?
I think we should leave, tell them it was a mistake or something, and just back away to the other direction.
Yeah, I agree with B. They seem fine if we leave them alone. So let's leave them alone, right? Yeah?
Yeah. You know, I motion that we're gonna go get, like, our loot. You know what I mean? Like, oh, yeah, just one moment, you know what I mean? And then back away.
Well, one of them, the one that did not poke Liz earlier, actually points at the pencil that Craig is holding and then holds up their own sword and makes this trading gesture.
You know what? If that makes you happy, sure. I go to give him the pencil.
Okay, well, you now have a sword.
Aha! Wow! Look at this! Hey, Liz, look at this! It's a sword!
Yeah, don't wave it around.
Yep, it's not a replica sword, as just evidenced. You can actually poke people with this thing.
But, okay, so let's back away with our weapon now, I think.
They are still confused. After a while, you go back to where you don't see them, and they don't see you. What do you do?
Is there another way out?
Well, there was the way where there was light.
Oh, yeah, let's go that way.
So you go towards the area of the light, and the cave gets increasingly lighter as you go, until you start to see the cave mound. When you arrive there, you also start hearing voices, agitated voices behind you. You hear somebody better. You're pretty sure this is the manager, and he's now going, "You did what?"
I think we should run.
You know what? Yeah, let's try these wings out.
Wait, what? You have... Oh.
I noticed that. You see? Weird.
Well, you run. You emerge in this forest. It's a... let me see, deciduous forest, I think is the correct word. It's very naturey. It's not one of those modern forests where people first chop down the trees and then put trees back. It has a lot of undergrowth. You do see trails with the same footsteps that Liz spotted earlier in the cave. So I don't know if you want to follow a trail or if you want to head out in a not trail direction and forge your own trail.
Well, I mean, Liz, as you said, this is a dream, so there must be a reason there are tracks here. Like maybe the dream wants us to follow the tracks. That sounds logical, right? Or does it not?
I mean, it sounds logical, plus, like, if Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, or basically The Hobbit, have told me anything, we really shouldn't leave a trail, because then bad things happen. So let's just go with that logic.
So you run across this trail. Craig, you actually notice that you are very at home in a forest. You kind of instinctively know when the path is getting narrower or when you should turn left. And you're like, oh, we're heading north because I can tell that by the moss. Then you might go, how do I know that?
Well, I'm thinking to myself, like, I mean, it's been ages since the Cub Scouts. I didn't really remember any of that stuff.
But apparently you do. It's a bit... the path it's pretty okay. It's probably a bit narrow for Liz. It's perfectly okay for Craig, and Beatriz isn't on the path, so that makes it easier. And you do hear commotion behind you. You hear people running and shouting, but there are several paths, so I am going to roll to see if you got lucky, or if they were able to. Actually, does anyone want to roll for that? Because I am pretty sure you could cover your tracks with stealth or survival if anyone has it. And now people are going, should have paid more attention at Cub Scout school.
Well, I do have some stealth.
Well, you can try with stealth to see if, because I'm assuming that you don't want them to follow you. So
I look to the others and I kind of do like, hey guys, maybe just be really quiet. They won't follow us.
So you can roll for the group.
And that was a 7.
Well, let's see what the goblins do. Maybe they are worse. They are not worse.
Liz, B, we just need to be really quiet. Be really quiet.
What did you say?
Quiet? How? My wings. I can't go quiet with my wings.
Actually, do you want your wings to make any sound? Are you like a wasp, or like a dragonfly, or are you very quiet when your wings move? You can decide that for yourself.
Like a dragonfly. A wasp would be too terrifying.
So the goblins are definitely on the track. Are you trying to hide, or are you just running?
I don't know. I'm not much of a runner. I'm also not much of a hider. Here, just come here. I grab you and I put you in the pocket of my unicorn onesie.
Oh, this is quite nice, actually.
So you're running through the forest or crashing into things. Craig isn't. He's just jumping over things and sliding on there. But Liz is just running and crashing through the undergrowth. And like, too bad if you're a shrub and you were hair. Shouldn't have been in my way.
Why am I the least graceful person ever in my own dream? That's what I'm exclaiming as I'm running, by the way.
You run onto this packed dirt road. And you see wagon trails lead across this road.
Wagon trails seem like civilization-ish. That seems better than Angry Goblin Manager.
Yeah, definitely.
We follow that.
Okay. You're still running, I take it. Are you getting out of breath?
Oh, I don't know, am I?
I don't know. Let's roll for that. I'm pretty sure that is athletics.
That's not too bad. 14?
Yeah, that's nice. Craig, you roll 2. Either straight up constitution or athletics, whichever is higher.
A natural 1.
Well, you are completely out of breath. You don't want to run anymore. You are completely done.
I'm like, I was doing all this weird jumping on things, and then I'm like, I don't know why I was doing that. I don't normally do that. This is really tiring.
Can I try to fly out of the hoodie and try to push Craig to help him?
You can.
One thing, I don't really know how the mechanics of this work, but like, I have on my character sheet, at least, I have Bardic Inspiration. Isn't there some way I could like inspire Craig to like make another check with
I think with Bardic Inspiration you can roll an extra d6 to add onto your roll. But you can do that, and how you do it is up to you. Like, do you feel the urge to burst into song? Or do you just want to speech at him?
Yeah, now, Liz. You just give me a really good Lord of the Rings speech.
I know, I was about to say, I'm also a nerd and a role player, so, I'm like, Craig, and I started butchering some of our favorite fantasy. When things seem the darkest, they shine all the more lightest if we put some effort into things. You can do this, Craig. I grab him and I shake him a little bit.
And somehow I go, you know what, actually, that does sound really good.
Yes, one does not walk into Mordor, one runs.
Well, hopefully that gives me a bolster to keep running then.
So
yes,
take a d6.
Yes. You can keep the d6 for later. For now, you have a second burst and you run for a bit, and then you start to hear a wagon. Like you've seen. I don't know if you've ever seen a wagon in real life, but you've seen wagons in movies probably, and like a merchant wagons. That's what it sounds like. Or if you've seen one in real life, like one of those tourist wagons, and you hear. That's a sandy road, so you probably don't hear the horse or the mule or whatever they have in front of it, but you definitely hear that creaking and that movement that wagons have, which is a little further ahead. So if you keep following that, you spot it after a while. Or you can shout for them, whatever you want.
Hey B, maybe you can fly over to that wagon and be like, all, help us!
So I'll try to run ahead fly ahead to see if I can get to... Sir, please.
They say something to you, and now my question is, do you speak French?
I understand a little bit of it.
Okay, and and it's a Latin language, I believe, right?
Yeah, exactly, so I understand a bit of it.
Yeah, you should be able to make head of tails of it. You also recognize the language as French, so that's something at least. And they look at you and they go, "Oh, little one, why are you here?"
Well, me and my friends are lost, and I just motion to the forest.
Oh, oui. They say, where do you need to go?
I freeze because, good question.
And they say, you shouldn't be here alone. This is a dangerous forest. We have bandits.
I understand the word bandits, and I point to him and like, yes, exactly that. And then I point behind, trying to explain that we're being followed.
So you point behind to tell him there are bandits, and he looks and you see Liz and Craig. He startles. He's like, "Oh, those are bandits?"
No. Friends.
Oh, the bandits are behind the friends. And he yells something to the two of you, like, "Come on, catch up." Again, I don't know if Liz or Craig, if you speak French, but he's yelling at you in French.
I think I'd recognize it as French. It'd be like, Liz, is he saying any of those things that you understand?
Yeah, Steffi, can I piece together kind of like, can we come with you, please?
Yeah, they are very anxious. They ask about the bandits and how far behind they are.
Oh, do we have a guesstimation of how far behind they are?
Yeah, not far, because there was that one bit where Craig didn't want to run anymore.
I say, vite, like Snell, quickly, let's go.
Okay, so the horse that they have, the pony they have in front of the carriage, the wagon, goes into a fast trot, and you start picking up a lot of speed. And I don't know if any of you are very good at listening. That is perception in this system.
I apparently now am perceptive, yes.
I am okay with it as well.
Okay, then you can hear the voices of the goblins fade away, so you are definitely gaining distance on them.
Okay. I think we did it. Maybe this is the part of the tree where we go to the bar, right, Liz?
No, I'm thinking that this is more of the crappy dreams where I all of a sudden don't fit into my unicorn onesie. My French is still bad, but for some reason I can run a little better than normal.
Hey, come on, that was good French. I didn't get any of it.
Ah, you are from Ardonia, one of them says.
Huh?
You speak Ardonian?
Huh. I turn to them. Apparently we speak Ardonian.
Okay, that's new for me.
Are we near Ardonia?
No, you're in Carrihill. I am Teanor, and this is my husband, Skyblade. So in front of you, you see two men. One of them is a human, and the other one has pointy ears, tapered ears, and just this huge head of hair, like this 80s hair, you know. It looks like, in other people you would suspect a comb back, but in this person you just think that's their hair. They've got a lot of it. And unlike Liz, it's all on their head.
Cool. Nice to meet you, Taylor and Skyblade. Are you in this dream, like, what do you do in the dream?
And he says, see, I told you. Are you from Earth?
Yes.
Did I say that correctly? That is so exciting! And he claps his hands. I have never met anyone from Earth. Oh, I thought that was a fable.
No, it's real. And paradoxically, in our world, you're a fable.
That's insulting.
I mean, I think it's awesome you're real. This really puts my whole paradigm shift thing. It's not good.
Welcome, travelers. This is so wonderful. I'm going to tell all our friends.
Oh, God.
Well, hey, if they're excited and happy to see us, then that means, it's a good thing rather than oh, by the way, everyone from Earth is, like, hunted and imprisoned, and you must run, and like that sort of fantasy setting.
Yeah,
That's true. That's true.
What are the fables about people from Earth?
Oh, that you come. We're actually not entirely sure why. And then you leave again. Sometimes you do great deeds, and sometimes you also just leave again. I'm not entirely sure how it works or why you get here, but you know, it's very exciting to finally meet one. I mean, you're
So-
very rare.
If let's focus on the thing where people leave again. Like, how exactly do they do that? What do the
they
fables say?
Well, they go on a grand quest
Oh.
and find a way home.
Uh-huh.
Could a grand quest be something like go and, find my lost shoe, and then we get you the shoe, and then grand quest, and then we go home?
Could be. I have heard a story about ruby shoes, so I suppose that could be it.
Do you mean literally home, or they just find themselves kind of way?
No, that's weird. Why? How? That's a weird metaphor. No, literally home.
Okay, so we got ruby shoes.
It's very Wizard of Oz, right?
Alright, hang on. Okay, so, can you take us to a wizard who would know all about it? Because there you go, folks, like, if the wizard knows all about it, then we could go home, right?
Yeah, fair. That's good. Yeah, what he said.
I don't know any wizards, but we are headed to Rubiton. I don't think there's any wizards there, but Ardonia has a very big library, and I bet if anyone knows, they would know. So I would recommend seeing if you can catch another caravan going through Rubiton to Ardonia.
All right.
Alright then, I guess we're catching a bunch of caravans.
Can we do this without money? I asked in my friends in English.
I look at Liz and I go, maybe they don't have money here.
Oh my gosh. So this fantasy world has... Okay, wait. No, not going into political commentary right now. Okay. Sounds
We
good.
have money. You have some very odd notions of us.
It was just wishful thinking.
Yeah.
We have money, yes, and you'll probably be expected to pay for passage. We're doing you a great favor.
Oh, you are. Thank you so much. I mean, how do people go about making money here?
They have jobs.
Yeah, no, but I mean, like, what type of jobs do people have here? Like, are there things that people unaccustomed to this world can do to make money?
May I recommend my friend, Eralda, the wine merchant? She has regular caravans.
Oh. Yes. Maybe, does she ever need people? Like, okay, that sounds awesome. Can you tell us where she is so that we can go speak with her?
Well, he gives you directions that you don't get because he's saying things like you're on the East Street and you're like, I don't know any of these streets. He finally draws you a map, and she seems to live on an estate, which makes sense if you are tending wine orchards. So you go there to this estate, this country estate. It's for Earth standards, it would be it is very fancy. So it's just rows of grapevines and people working, and this big estate. But you do notice that you see like there's a lot of commotion going on there at the house, and the people that should be working and picking grapes, rather than having one person per row, they are clustered together and talking while they are working, which is probably not the most efficient way to do this. So there's definitely some commotion that you can easily pick up on.
We're role players, so we walk up there like any nosy adventurer would.
Exactly. And ask, hey, what's wrong?
You see 3 women. One is very small, no shoes, very hairy feet. And 2 are elves. You're guessing by now, the pointy ears. It's either an elf or a Vulcan. And they are talking and fighting. Well, not fighting, but this sort of bickering energy. And the woman with the bare feet is clearly very agitated. Like, she's constantly snapping and then apologizing. Again, you don't. They're speaking French, so that makes it hard. But the body language you can probably recognize. So, which one of them do you approach? One of the elves or the barefoot woman?
I think the barefoot woman must be the woman we're meant to speak to, because I think all of these, I'm gonna go with halflings, are kind of like the native people here. So, shall we go up to her, guys?
Yeah.
Pardonnez-moi, madame?
She rattles off something that you don't even hear where one word starts and the other one stops.
Do you speak Ardonian, maybe?
Yes, of course I speak Ardonian.
We were sent by the. He mentioned that you may be able to help us get to Ardonia.
I might if the caravan runs again. But right now we're on hold.
Why is the caravan on hold?
Because my daughter is missing.
Your daughter's missing? I'm really... please tell us what happened.
Well, obviously she was abducted by orcs. And she kind of looks at the other two people. When she says that, and one of them says, "Oh, she ran away." Like teenagers do.
Well, I mean, we could help you find her. I look at the other two, like...
Yeah, we are very helpful and very good at finding people.
Exactly. You just tell us where you last saw her, and... I mean, have you already sent people looking for her?
Well, I was going to call the authorities, but, she has been kidnapped by orcs, clearly. But my wives think she's a runaway.
Well, we're from Earth, and we're adventurers, so we can probably help you with this.
That is great. She looks kind of relieved. I found this, and she thrusts this dagger at you. She doesn't poke you with it, she just holds it out, like, sideways. And it's a dagger made of some kind of black metal that you don't know I don't know if you know anything about metallurgy, but you probably don't recognize it other than it's metal and it's black.
I turn it over in my hands. Where did you find this?
In Hatha's room. Hatha is my daughter, and that is an orc dagger. And one of the other two women throws up her hands and says, "Yes, she was dating that orc boy. It's probably a gift."
Oh, wait a minute.
Ooh, any boy who gives you a knife as a present, though.
Now, Liz, here that might actually be a cool thing rather than a kind of dangerous thing.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah, of course. Okay, sorry.
Maybe. Now, hang on. Sorry, you're saying kidnapped by orcs, and then they're saying, dating an orc. So, wait, why do the orcs normally kidnap people?
Because they are orcs.
Oh, okay.
Do you know the name of her boyfriend that she was dating?
Well, his name was Ordell.
Ordell. And do you know where Ordell lived by any chance?
No, I don't know where he lives. He's an orc.
I mean, the only thing I would say to your credit, ma'am, is that if this was a present from her boyfriend, would she really leave it behind?
See? She's not run away.
But maybe we could investigate her room, like the last place you saw her?
Yes, that's possible. That's where I last saw her. I put her in her bed. Wished her a good night. We talked about that awful boyfriend and that she should break up with him. And then this morning she was abducted.
Anything else the other two want to add?
No, they are clearly they are willing to let Arola take the lead on this. They've said several times that they think she's a runaway. And if Arola doesn't believe them, then she doesn't believe them.
Alright, well, let's go and investigate the room then and look for clues like a crime scene.
Okay. So you enter her room. It has a bed. It's got a bookshelf. It's got a desk. It's got some knickknacks. It's not too fancy. It's got a few stuffed toys. There's a window and there's a door.
Is there something out of style that clashes?
No, well, yes, there's a stuffed ragged. It's a stuffed ragged little horse that definitely looks like it's intended for a younger child than a teenager.
Having experience in escape rooms, as that is one of my former jobs, it seems, in the real world, I just start looking over everything, just touching things, looking under the bed, looking by the windowsill, trying to find a clue, maybe a piece of clothing or something, or a stray hair.
You can roll investigation.
10.
You do notice, because you mentioned you looked at clothes, you do notice that the drawers seem a little empty. It's not like they're completely empty, but although it is a teenager for, half of her clothes are currently in the wash.
I mean, normally I'd be like, call the police, because if your kid goes missing, it's quite serious. But here, I don't know, is anyone thinking it a little bit strange that she's all kidnapped by orcs and then also has an orc boyfriend they don't like? Like, this doesn't quite add up.
I don't know, I do kind of feel bad, though. I know that we now are on this epic quest, but the moms were suggesting that they call the police, and so, if we don't bring her back and they didn't call the police and then this little girl is missing, it's very worrying, so we should really find her. Having been a teenage girl myself, can I, search for, in the room for, hiding places where you would just hide shit from your mom so she couldn't find it? Like those few cigarettes that you just don't want her to know about?
Yes, you could. You find in the desk, one of the drawers, you find that somebody put a fake bottom on top of the actual bottom of the drawer.
This girl is holding to character. I remove the bottom thing and try to rummage around in it.
Yeah. So inside there's a pack of cigarettes and a diary. Well, it's a handwritten book in French.
Oh. See. Nice. I take the cigarettes because she should not have these. And we might need these later if we have a bad time. And I pull out the book and I show it to my party members.
Oh, a diary. Now, again, normally I'd be like, that's private. But fantasy world, right? So it's fine to read, right?
Yeah. I do feel like we shouldn't give it to the mothers, though, because that feels like a barrier we shouldn't cross even in a fantasy world.
I agree.
So there's the language obstacle, but one page, several pages that you do, and you immediately recognize this as a person who has been a teenager. There's a name written on it. It's Ordell, and there's hearts and flowers and vines, and several pages of this.
Okay, so she really likes her boyfriend.
And there is also a map. But given that you have no reference points of what is where, that makes it very hard to read. It appears to be a map of... Well, actually, you do recognize the name Karel, because people have said it several times, and Ardonia. And there is also a land called Drome, apparently. But there is a piece somewhere in between them that she has clearly highlighted.
That's interesting. Well, what do you guys think? Who should we ask about this?
I think we should... we shouldn't rip that page out, but can we copy it?
I think we can just rip it out, right? I think she would appreciate us just taking this page out of her diary rather than taking her whole diary to her parents, you know what I mean? Then at least we can just show her parents this thing and ask them about it.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah, let's take the page out and then go and show them, and they can tell us where this is, because I bet you that's where she is. I know it seems really obvious, but fantasy world, am I right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So you rip the page out and you go back to the parents who are bickering it.
We hide the diary again.
Yes. Put it back in its hiding spot.
Also, I just remembered, if she was running away, why did she leave the cigarettes behind?
Yeah, and her boyfriend's dagger. Well, I push one of you guys forward.
I go forward. Hi, so we found, does this, map mean anything to you? Especially this location that's been marked out.
Well, obviously these are the countries. Well, and she hands it to the other two. They puzzle over it a bit. And then one of them says, "Oh, isn't that Auckland thing?"
When you say Auckland, is that the name Auckland, or just land where there are the orcs?
Neither in particular. The orcs insist that they are owed a piece of their ancestral land.
That makes sense, right?
Yeah.
They look at you like you sprout a second head.
Okay, let's not get into this. Let's not start a cultural revolution right now. This probably means this is where where she went. Do you maybe have a horse and carriage that we can take?
That's days, if not weeks from here.
Oh.
Maybe
they could never have taken her that far.
Well, maybe they headed that way.
Okay, well, where could they have taken her then? Okay, orcs have kidnapped her, let's say. So where would they have taken her to? Where are any orcs nearby?
Well, I don't know. There aren't many of them in the city. There's this awful place called the Laughing Pig. I suppose you could try there.
Right, there we go then. Fine, Laughing Pig. Everyone agree with that? Go and talk to people at the Laughing Pig?
Sounds good.
You head back in town, you ask around for the Laughing Pig. One of the people you ask pulls you aside and says, "You do know that's an orc bar, right?"
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay then. And you make your way over to the Laughing Pig, which you recognize by the picture of a laughing pig at the door.
We go in.
So you go in, and immediately the bar goes quiet, as all these, you think, orcs would do. The thing is, I don't know what kind of orcs you're expecting. The last popular orcs are the Lord of the Ring orcs. They do not look like that. These are pig people. They have got pig snouts. They've got some have got this pink pig skin, and others got these brown and black and white. They've got these cloven hoof hands. So these are definitely not the orcs that you see in popular culture nowadays.
Okay.
What's the name of the boyfriend again?
Ordell.
Ordell. Right, okay, what do you think? Should we just go and be chill and be like, we're looking for our friend Ordell. Have you seen him? We're worried about him, maybe.
Yeah.
that sounds good.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. Who should do it?
You had the idea.
Yep.
Okay. So I kind of go in and nod as I go up to... Is there a bar?
There's a bar, yes.
Hi, good sir. Can we, and my friends, please have one of your best drinks?
He looks at you skeptically, but he takes the money and gives you 3 drinks. He picks the smallest glass he has for the pixie, but he doesn't have a thimble or anything, so it's just a small glass.
Awesome. Hey, so, we're looking for a friend of ours. Maybe you know them, maybe not, I don't know. They're called Ordell. Anyone heard of them before?
Oh no, what did they do?
Well, look to the others like, what should I say?
They're dating a woman, or well, a young girl who worked in the orchards, or who is to inherit one of the orchards.
Yeah, and he forgot about his knife and we wanted to give it back to him.
What she said.
The hair food girl, yes. But you found his knife?
Yeah, we think he gave it to her as a gift.
Is she breaking up with him?
I don't think so. She really likes him.
Oh dear.
Why? Is this knife symbolic of something?
No. The knife is not symbolic, but, she's a hair food.
I don't understand.
Well, she's a hair food and he's an orc. There are complications. And there would not be complications if they broke up.
Oh. Well, there's a lot of Taylor Swift songs about this. I'm sure it's going to be fine.
Yeah.
Who?
A very known bard from our area.
Okay.
Yeah. Like one of the best bards.
But usually if you return a gift, it's because you're breaking up. So I thought maybe they had finally reached that stage.
Okay. Basically, she's gone missing. So they think that she's either run away or that Ordell orcs have kidnapped her, which personally we think is silly. So where's Ordell? Maybe he can help us find out where she is.
I'll go get him.
Oh, brilliant. There we go.
That was easier than I thought.
He goes up behind the bar. It takes a while, and then he comes back looking worried. But he's not in his room.
Right.
Okay, these two kids obviously. I show the bartender the map. We found this in her room.
Yes.
Have they ever been in this bar talking about running away together with some fanciful dreams about going to Orkland and making a life there?
You show him the map. Do you put it on the bar?
Yeah.
Okay, so he very subtly takes it and swipes it and pockets it. So the thing is that this is where we live, and it is currently part of a different nation. And we have been petitioning the people of Carahel and Ardonia to recognize it as a sovereign nation of orcs. The process has been rocky. And Hatha was very supportive of our efforts, but also a hair food. That's not a bad thing, but it complicates things if you are trying to get people to recognize your sovereignty, and meanwhile your boy is dating their girl and the parents are not fans.
Okay.
We are on a diplomatic mission, and then people fall in love. It never helps.
What other people are on this diplomatic mission?
Well, my role, for example, in this is simply showing people that we can live among them as friends. I mean, seeing is believing, right?
Is there anyone who would want to hurt your effort? So much that they would, for example, kidnap a person who was very positive about who would kidnap a hairfoot girl to prove that you guys couldn't live together peacefully?
Plenty, I suppose.
But there's normally one jerk who screams above all the rest.
Yeah, there's a lot of jerks who scream. But no, none particularly spring to mind.
So when was the last time you saw your son? Because you're literally saying you can't find them right now. And so when was the last time you saw them?
Yesterday evening when he headed off to bed.
So both of them disappeared in the middle of the night and no one saw anything? Or heard anything?
Could we maybe investigate your son's room?
Yes, of course.
Sweet.
Alright.
One thing I appreciate is that this is a true fantasy world where people just take adventurers at their word.
I know.
Oh, I know, right?
Yeah, just let us check your child's room.
It's amazing.
Okay, you managed to find the diary last time.
Yeah.
Try and find something.
Steffi, I go for all the cigarette/joint hiding spots I can think of.
He doesn't have any hiding spots. It's very frustrating.
Oh. Ugh. Kid who doesn't... Now I'm starting to mistrust him. A kid who hides nothing from his parents.
Hey, I didn't really hide things from my parents, like physical things.
Yeah, me
Really?
neither.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay, never mind. Fine.
No, but I get what you mean. All right. Again, I also do like my investigating.
It's definitely less of a kid's room than Hatha's room was. But that might be because he effectively lives above a bar.
Is there anything by the windows? Again, I go to the windows, I open them, like any signs of exiting or...
You can roll investigation for that.
10!
Okay. Well, you find no sign of forced entry. Something at least. But you do find a few scuff marks that indicate that, yeah, maybe somebody did climb out of here.
So I'm really thinking that they both just ran away together, but where would you go?
Yeah, I have no idea. Well, maybe there's tracks we can follow? Like, that seems like like, I do that when I roleplay all the time, and it just magically works.
Sure, I can try and fly out the window and see if there's anything there.
Well, following tracks is a survival roll.
I have survival. And I rolled a 16.
You actually miraculously do find some tracks. It's pretty hard because you're currently inside the city again and they just have like cobbled streets. Paved streets. So that's much harder than if you were like, say, at an estate in the country. But you do actually find a track miraculously that you could follow. And it heads back to the estate.
Oh, guys, I found something.
Oh, awesome. Oh, yeah, lead the way, B. This is friggin' cool. You found the tracks. Did you use, like, some sort of magic spell?
Maybe my eyes are magic now. I think it goes back to the estate, though.
Oh, maybe he went there first to pick up his girlfriend?
Maybe. Well, let's follow and keep following. You can be, like, the leader, B, and let's follow.
So, the trail that you follow is definitely pig trotters, but only 2 of them and not 4. And you follow it back to the estate. To outside of Hatha's window.
Haha. As we suspected.
Right. Can you see any new tracks here?
I don't know. Can I?
Yes, you can roll again with advantage.
Okay, 12.
Yeah, well, it's easier here, so that's good. And they lead further away from the city. Into the woods outside Rubaton.
Right. Here we go. Finally a trail. Right. I have my sword. You have a dagger. B, you have,
I have sparkles.
Yeah, sparkles. That could distract people.
Can't I have the dagger? You're like very big and hairy.
Yeah, you take the dagger, because I can heal, so I'll just heal myself, like with the magics and the stuff. And maybe I have more magic that I can use, because, you know, like no one just has one spell.
Wonderful. Let's follow these tracks and adventure and things.
Yes. So you follow the tracks, and you come across. Well, let's roll stealth first.
So I rolled a 9.
Me too.
Okay.
6.
You come across. The following scene. People see you, so you don't have any time to look around. But you see a small fire that is nearly out. You see some wine flasks lying around that you recognize from the first bar you've been to. And you see several kids. And they're awake. Well, most of them are awake, and some of them are very drowsy, and they are looking at you.
Do any of them look like a young halfling girl and a young orc boy?
They do. Well, you spot several halfling girls, but only one orc boy. And they are. You see some of them like push wine flasks, behind them.
Oh, I see what happened here.
This fantasy world sucks. There's an age limit.
I don't know, there might not be an age limit on wine drinking here.
Yeah, they said that there were no rules.
They're trying to hide the wine bottles, guys.
That's true. Does anyone have any know how to deal with unruly teenagers?
We're adults. I walk up. I use my mom voice. I go up to the orc boy and the halfling girl, and I say, "Your parents are very worried about you." Hatha or Del?
Hatha thrusts this piece of paper at you in French.
Can you read this in Ardonian, please?
Well, she begins to read, and it's a proclamation of sovereignty.
Oh, I see. So you guys have written up the Declaration of Independence on the little piece of paper here, and you're going to show it to the elders, and then everything will be sorted, right?
Yes, exactly! Oh my god, I'm so glad that you understand.
I don't think this is gonna go how you think it's gonna go.
Well, they're always saying that we are the future, and that we can do anything we put our minds to.
You realize that Ordel's father is working towards the same goal, but like with a more well thought out plan rather than rebellion and like what do I see? 6 bottles of wine?
Couple more, yes.
Also, one of your mums think that you were kidnapped by orcs, and they're really getting angry about it. So you've actually really worried them, and if by all coming here and also you kids are aware that you're kids, right? Like not in a bad way. I just mean like if there's governments involved.
Wait, my moms are worried. Wait, is my mom worried enough that we could blackmail her?
No.
What are you thinking?
My mom is the most important wine trader in Rubiton, which makes her one of the most important merchants in all of Carahill. And you know how this works.
What, extortion? No, why don't you explain that?
No, not extortion. Look. So my mom is one of the richest people in the country, one of the most important and influential people in the country. If she were to back this, my voice doesn't matter, but I bet you her voice matters.
But what are you going to say to your mom to make her do that?
Okay, you are going to tell her that... Oh, I've got a brilliant idea. Tell her that I'm kidnapped by orcs, and they will let me go if she supports this.
I think that's a terrible idea.
That's the kind of thing that makes people angry, not supportive.
Well, that's why it's blackmail.
No. I tell you what we're actually gonna do. You're gonna come home with us. We're gonna take you out to your mum. You can tell your mum that she should support it because it's a good thing to do.
She doesn't listen to me. She's my mom.
Well, we can do it.
Yeah.
We're adventurers.
You could?
Of course.
Okay, let me read the whole thing to you.
Oh god, okay.
Please be half decent.
The good news is, it's actually very decent. It's like Declaration of Independence kind of decent.
Okay.
She has a talent for this sort of thing. Or Del has a talent for this sort of thing. We're not sure which one of them came up with it.
Okay. So all we need to do is convince the mom of this point of view. It seems like it's going to be very difficult.
I mean, normally I'd say that that's a really difficult thing to do, but, I mean, we're adventurers, right? So we'll go, and maybe we could even say that if you don't do it, a horrible curse will befall the land.
Yeah.
Is that too much?
No, I think that's too much. I think let's try not to get chased out of wine country by angry villagers.
Well, what do you think, Bee?
The extortion idea, what if we did it backwards? What if we just said, like, if you support this, she won't run away?
Or what if we say she was kidnapped, but the orcs rescued her?
Oh, that's much better.
Because, like, there's bandits in the woods, right?
Yeah, you know what, actually, yeah. Yeah, and Ordell, you could have been the one who we found you and we helped you save them. Right, Ordell? Yeah, buddy? Yeah?
Yes, I can do that. And meanwhile, the other kids, because there are more kids here, they go, wait. They think you kidnapped her? Are we in some kind of trouble?
Yes, you're all in a lot of trouble. You don't really... Oh my god, children.
No, wait, no. Don't tell them that.
Oh my god, can we just go home?
Don't you guys want the independence thingy?
No, that's all on them. I just came for the wine. Did you guys write an independence thingy? I thought we were partying. Are you using us as cover? That is so rude.
Oh my god. Okay. Drunk children not involved in the revolution go home.
So all of them, except for Hafa and Ordell, are like, bye.
Oh my god, children.
Right, no, this is okay. Right, so, you were kidnapped by... You were walking along the road, and some bandits were there, and you had run away from home, because you were being, silly, but it's okay, because we found you, and... for here, he led us. He found... We were in the woods, we found you first, you said, help, my friend's in trouble, and he led us to where you were, and we saved you. Done. Perfect story. No plot holes there.
I can lie. Sure.
The stone cold way she says that, just makes me believe her. This is a girl who's lied to her parents before.
Yeah, and Ordell is like, he raises his hand.
Yes, young man.
I'm not a good liar.
You keep your mouth shut. You understand me?
Yeah, we just say you're very humble, and you don't want to take credit. And you'll just stay shut while we'll tell that.
Okay, I will not say anything.
Right, I guess then we head back. So you come with us, and we go to your mum and your mums, and we talk to them, and we get this all sorted. See, guys, epic quest.
Yeah, you know what, Steffi? As we're going back, I'm going to tell them the story of Romeo and Juliet, but I'm going to end Romeo and Juliet in a healthy way, where basically Romeo and Juliet, instead of deciding to commit suicide, talked to their parents about things. And of course, Romeo had a lot of, self-confidence, even though he was just a mopey little teenager boy, but then all of a sudden he wasn't. And I give Ordell a dice of bardic inspiration just in case.
Probably a good idea, because even if he doesn't lie, he fidgets a lot.
Yeah, he's an awkward teenage boy. I get it.
Yes, she's a stone-faced liar, but he's an awkward teenage boy.
Fair.
And, you head back to the estate.
Yes.
The moment you come into view of Rwanda, she's immediately like, I knew it, that you arrest that nefarious kidnapper. And Ordell kind of tries to hide behind Liz.
Okay, I say, whoa, wait a second. Ordell is the one who saved your daughter.
Go on.
Oh, right. Well, I look at the daughter and I say, you were saying about the bandits, right?
Exactly. I was taking a midnight stroll, and I was abducted by bandits. It was terrible, Mom. They were yelling at me. Yeah, they totally yelled at me, and one of them tied me up. I was really, really scared. But then Ordell. Yeah, so I was taking a midnight stroll with Ordell, and then there were bandits, and they attacked us, and they wanted to tie me up, but then Ordell helped me. She looks at Liz.
Alright, I say, alright, listen, okay. We have to be honest with your moms. And I say, her and Ordell were out drinking with friends. I hold up an empty wine bottle. And of course, they weren't being careful because they were drinking in the woods and bandits attacked them. But luckily, Ordell had sense about him and he helped him, and his orc friends fought off the bandits to protect your daughter. That's what happened, isn't it? You shouldn't be lying to your mom like that. I look at her.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Exactly. And luckily for everyone, when we got there, they'd mostly handled things. There were a few bandits left, but they kind of ran away when they saw us all coming. So, again, luckily, no one has been hurt.
Somebody roll persuasion.
14.
Okay, I'm gonna roll insight.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, she is not completely convinced.
The important thing is, they're back now, and all is well. And you know what? Between you and us, the thing is, I think they were really worried that, everyone was being really, uncool about the whole letting the orcs have their land thing. So maybe a good way to make this all really good would be for you, an important person, to be all good with the orcs getting what they want. Because it's a good thing, not just for you, but your whole community.
Oh no, she did run away. Is this some weird effort to get me to persuade this orc land thing?
You say, well, just listen. Like, listen to the words of your daughter. And at this point, I take the thing that she was writing, and can I try to perform it very eloquently in front of the mother? Like, very moving and emotional, and then, pulling on the heartstrings as a bard would.
Yes, and I'll assist by sort of like, yeah. And I look to B and go, do the sparkles.
I'll do the sparkles.
Okay. So roll performance with advantage.
13.
She takes the paper. She reads it over. Firstly, this would never hold up in a court of law. This is ridiculous. Secondly, you've got the jurisdiction wrong. It's not part of Carhill or Ardonia. It's part of Drome. That's a problem. But thirdly, I suppose I could talk it over with Ordell's father and get the particulars right, because this is a sloppy job. But I suppose I could help him draft up a proper version.
Oh.
It won't go anywhere because it's ridiculous.
Well, we tried, but the important thing is that everyone's back safe, and who knows, maybe we can help you make it better when you're letting us go with you on the caravan that you can now go to Ardonia with.
Yes, that was our agreement. Fine, well, I've already lost 2 days of trades, and time is money, so we leave tomorrow at dawn. And young man, I am going to talk to your father, and you're grounded. She says, ironically, to the orc boy and not to her daughter. Actually, you're both grounded. But, Mom. And she storms off.
Well, I mean, that could have gone better, but on the plus side, you're here, you're safe, and seriously, kids, running away doesn't solve anything. You should stay here with your parents and help them, and then eventually you might be able to get your way of thinking.
We were not running away. We were partying and drawing up the Declaration of Independence.
Ugh, children.
So the other two moms are actually they are like, well, welcome home, we're glad you're safe. Don't worry about your mom. She'll come around. You know what she's like.
Could you two maybe convince her that supporting this would be the right thing to do? I mean, your daughter's obviously very passionate about it, and I mean, this thing isn't half bad.
It's not half bad, no, but their land is in Drome. They're not about to surrender it. I'm making them surrender it.
Well, again, maybe it can be a diplomatic pressure kind of thing, because maybe if we get, because they need Ardonia as well, right? We're going to Ardonia. Maybe when we get to Ardonia, we could do another quest and convince them to help as well, and then it'll be, hang on, wait, are Drome the sort of people who might, be all like, this is war kind of thing?
Yes.
Oh.
It's not that. Apart from Arola, we are not unsympathetic to their plight. But yes, it would require demanding land back from people who are not inclined to do so.
We're heroes, we can do it.
Yeah, I think. I don't know.
I mean, their leader calls himself the Dark Lord.
Oh god, that's not good.
Well, I mean, why don't we just go to Ardonia first and start there? I mean, if, the orc can't be the only people who are unhappy with someone who calls himself the Dark Lord.
I mean, I think that's a good guess.
Well, yeah, again, we're coming with you to Ardonia, and maybe, guys, yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe, oh gosh, I was kind of hoping the epic quest would be something solvable in, like a one evening thing, but I have a feeling this might be the sort of thing that takes months. Besides, I don't know, I think if we get you, myself, a weapon, and maybe if we get you some sort of instrument, I don't know why, but for some reason I think, Liz, that would be helpful for you.
I think so too, and maybe some clothes that aren't a unicorn onesie so people take me a little more seriously.
I've been taking you seriously.
I think it makes you look approachable.
I don't look approachable otherwise. I haven't dared look in the mirror.
Let's keep it that way for a while.
Okay.
Wait. You guys don't have other clothes?
No.
Okay. Well, you did save our daughter. Let me give you some money, and you can buy what you need.
Excellent.
Yes.
Money.
Shopping!
Yes.
Yeah.
They give you a fairly hefty bag of money.
Could you quickly just explain your currency to us, maybe?
They explain the currency, but if you don't have a reference, they don't have a coins to euros conversion.
No, but like how much is like a loaf of bread? How much is
Yes, they can actually tell you that. You think you have enough to buy clothes, and if you wanted to, weapons. Plus, you still got that sword that you could probably trade for something.
Excellent. All right, then. Well, let's go to town. Let's get you some clothes, instrument. I'm quite good with this sword. And we'll get you... what would you like, Bee?
I want... Since we're gonna go to a place where the leader is called the Dark Lord, I want armor.
Oh, yeah.
That could be useful. All right, let's get ourselves armored and cool. And also, I don't think we're going to the Dark Lord straight away. We're going to Ardonia first, right? I mean, I don't think we can take the Dark Lord on today. It's probably like Lord of the Rings, where, that would just be a bad idea.
Yeah.
But like Lord of the Rings, armor is nice.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes, let's go do that. So, we'll go and buy ourselves some adventuring gear.
So yeah, you've got armor, you've got food, you've got your standard adventuring kit. Yeah, you want to keep the sword, or you want to see if you can trade it for something else?
You know what? Yeah, I suddenly go, I'm an elf, and I ask for a short bow with some arrows.
Okay. Yes, you can trade that.
And I go, look at this, guys, I can shoot with like a bow and arrow because, well, no, maybe not because I'm an elf, just because I'm good at it, apparently.
So, well, you try it. Are you good at it? Are they impressed? Roll an attack. They do have this range for people who want to try their bow.
That is a 16.
People are impressed by your marksmanship.
Guys, like I did this at camp one time, but, this is much better.
Not bad, man.
Yeah. Well, I want a sword then. I used to play with swords with my sister.
So you go back to this poor beleaguered armorsmith, who now makes a toothpick-sized sword for you. It's very sharp. It's a toothpick with made of metal, with a comfortable place for you to hold.
Yeah, and I start doing air spinning with the sword.
Yeah, but she's like, watch out, that's sharp.
Thank you. I also want some matches, because I can't see in the dark, and I think matches are torch size.
Yes, they are. So you get matches, yes.
Awesome, folks. I think we are, so ready for adventure, it's amazing. Right?
I agree.
Yes. Totally ready to take on the Dark Lord. But fortunately, you first go to Aboraxos. That's where it's Aralda tells you it's the closest crossing to the wall.
Do people still look at us when we enter?
Yes, they do.
Okay, but now I have my armor on. I feel more confident.
Yes.
We go up to the bar again.
Mm-hmm.
Has Ordell gotten home yet?
He was home, and Aralda visited. She yelled. And then she offered to talk to me about the legality of a sovereign state. I was fairly confused by the whole bit.
But that's good, right?
Yes. Well, it's good, yes, but it's not... we have a declaration. We drew it up ages ago.
Well, I mean, at least you know she's interested.
Yes, she is. And the one that she showed me wasn't bad. Very rudimentary. Not legal, but not bad. But I'm a little curious where she got it.
Oh.
Well, she was yelling a lot.
Oh, well, I mean, I think your son and her daughter, they wrote it, actually.
They did.
Yeah, see, they're actually pretty good at that sort of thing, I guess.
It's not bad for teenagers.
Oh, well, I mean, we're hoping to, because it's part of our epic quest, we're hoping to kind of help you out with this sort of thing. We're going to go to Ardonia, and hopefully we can get some people there who'd like to help you out here, and we can, help deal with the Dark Lord.
You're going to defeat the Dark Lord?
Well, why not? I mean, maybe not completely by ourselves, but surely, if we get the armies of Ardonia and the armies of Ruhrhill, and the Orc armies, all of you, surely if all you guys unite.
We don't have an army. Do you think people would allow us here if we had an army?
Well, you can use weapons like us, and again, it won't be Ardonia have an army, right?
Yes, Ardonia has the most organized army outside of Drome.
Right. And Drome, how many, the Dark Lord, how much of an army does he have?
The kind of army you'd expect someone calling himself the Dark Lord has.
Well, 1,000? 2,000?
I actually don't have a solid number on that. Well, the thing is, they went to war a very long time ago. It was a big mess. I think technically there's a truce between everyone.
That's good. Truces are good things. Are you sure the Dark Lord wants a truce? Because you keep calling him Dark Lord, and Dark Lords don't normally like truces.
We don't trust him, but then again, if there was a war between him and the other nations, that might mean freedom for us. So we have a reason to tell people we don't trust him, even if he was trustworthy. You see our problem?
Do they have any really cool magical weakness, like a ring, for example?
None that we have discovered.
Alright, well, I don't know. Well, we'll do our best in Ardonia, and when we're back, obviously, we'll let you know. But, I mean, again, we're getting a big list of things to do here, Bea. Are you making notes?
So, the next morning, you gather at the merchant's house again. They do leave at dawn, so I hope you rose early.
I hate rising early, but it's fine.
I always rise early, so this is a piece of cake.
And it does look like the fight between Arola and her wives, and between her and Hatha, has sort of subsided a bit. They seem more amicable to each other. Hatha is sulking because she's still grounded. But they're not fighting anymore, so that has died down at least. And you go on this caravan. It's a fairly long and uneventful trip on a straight road. So you arrive in Abraxas. Well, actually, you arrive at a very big white wall that you travel alongside for a while. And then you get to a gate in the wall. And they let you into to the country. And you do know that, you noticed that when you were traveling earlier, you had guards around the caravan, kind of on lookout and on watch. And the moment you are in Ardonia, they put their weapons away and they start hanging out and reading and not interested in guarding anymore.
Right, okay, we're here, Ardonia. Not entirely sure what we do next.
We have to find the library, right?
Right, yes.
And you travel to the city of Abraxas. And this is very different than Carahel. It's a huge, also walled, they're like their walls here, made out of white gleaming stone with broad lanes. And you see zeppelins and airships overhead. They've got these huge sparkling orbs that emit light, and you're pretty sure that runs on electricity.
This place is awesome. I love it. I want to live here forever, except with all my friends and family and without the weirdness.
Yeah, this is a different fantasy world now. Okay. Oh wow, we got airships. Oh my god, can we be airship sailors?
Oh my god, we should get steampunk outfits. We'd look so cute, especially Bee.
Agree. I want a hat.
Oh my god, and we can get you little cogs. We can take apart a little watch and we can make you a little outfit.
This sounds no. This is good. But okay. But wait, no. We need to find the library.
Yes. Well, the wine merchants give you more money for your help. That at least that's universal. That's what rich people do. They give people money, or not. But I mean, it's a universal idea of you helped us with a problem. Here's money, and that ends the transaction on their part. So they give you money, and then they're like, well, good luck in this foreign place that you've never been to before.
Oh no! Wait! Can you also tell us where or can you show us where the library is?
Yes, we can. That's over there.
Okay.
And one of the elves takes him aside and does thank you properly. And he said, I know Eralda can be typical, but we will remind her of the promise she made to you and Hatha and Ordell, and we'll see what we can drum up our way of support.
Awesome, thank you.
So that they point you to the library. It's you can walk there if you want to, and you do pass all of these, steampunkish shops. At one point you pass one, and it has a Polaroid camera with levers and crystals attached to it.
Oh my god, it's a millennial dream.
I know, right?
So you walk. You also see a phone somewhere, which is completely decked out with pieces of copper wire.
Wait, do we think that people in this country prize things from Earth, and that we could sell it for a lot of money?
You think they might, yes.
So can I take my bra, which obviously doesn't fit my poor person anymore, and sell it for tons of money?
No, they are familiar with the concept of a bra.
Oh, really? So this world sucks also. Fine. Boo.
I will be librarian, we'd love some history books, please. Let's start with, I don't know, the history of Drome.
So they ask if you would like to research yourself, or if you want to hire someone who knows a lot about history and can tell you.
Oh, definitely hire someone.
Fortunately, you did have a lot of money from Errol at a wine merchant. So you ask him about the history of Drome. Well, he can tell you that Drome used to be a neighborly nation, like Carahill, until one day a person claiming to be Darkworth the Dark Lord arrived and basically took over. They're not entirely sure how that happened because they weren't there. They are not Drome. But one day Drome was their friendly neighbor, and the next day Drome was not their friendly neighbor, and was instead a monarchy ruled by someone calling himself the Dark Lord.
I suppose should we look for what we were coming for originally, which was the way home, just to see.
Yeah, that sounds more reachable, I guess.
Do you let on to this person that you're not from this place originally?
Yes, I don't think we've had any reason not to think it's not okay to say. So by the way, we're not from Earth.
Well, he can tell you that there is a portal in the Black Mountains, which is the boundary of East Azoth, where you're currently at. He calls the place East Azoth. And he says there's a portal in the Black Mountain which leads back, and it is actually guarded by a wizard.
Oh, how do we get there?
So there is a disc of Milnon which travels around all of the realm from location to location, and it passes through the library, actually, and then at presumably various stops, it also ends in the Black Mountains, where you can meet the wizard called Anomalin.
Right. Okay, wait, so if we just wait here for this disc to come... Wait, you said disc? Do we, like, step... Disc, so you, like, what, step on the disc?
Well, we think it's made of hard light.
Oh.
Oh. And when does it arrive here?
Roughly once a month.
Okay, out of interest, is it coming soon?
Let me roll for that. Yes, it is.
Wonderful! Hang on, alright, maybe we can just wait for this disc, go on go to the Dark Mountains, meet the wizard, and he can tell us how to go home, and maybe if it is complete the massive epic quest, like defeat the Dark Lord, maybe he can then tell us, like, how we actually start.
That sounds perfectly reasonable.
And you wait, and they take you to the deepest part of the library. You have the feeling that the library has been built around this part, and you wait, and eventually a glowing white disc appears, and the librarians are like, "Well, there you go. Good luck."
Do we just jump on it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Right. Okay. I try to jump on the disc.
That works. You land hard.
I try to land on the disc.
Yeah, you can sit on it. It's kind of warm, not unpleasantly so.
I do the same.
You all get on the disc, and then there's another zap of white light, and you find yourself above an ocean with ships in the distance and very large shapes moving under the water. And then there's another flash, and you find yourselves in a forest with a unicorn looking at you, and a lot of pixies, and the disc stays there for a couple of minutes, during which time the pixies fly overhead, and you're not sure whether they're teasing you or helping you, but they drop berries on you.
Thanks.
And then there's another flash, and you end up in a storm somewhere. You can't even see it. It's raining so hard. And then there is a fourth flash, and you end up, let me see, at this point, in a dark mountain.
Oh, Dark Mountain. I think we get off, I think.
Yeah,
right?
yep. Pretty sure it's here.
So I try and get off the disc.
So you arrive at mountains at midnight, and you get off. And you stand there for a while. And then a voice, "Did you have fun?"
Hello? Yeah, I guess we did. Actually, yeah, I mean, it's been quite pleasant here, to be perfectly honest with you.
I mean, that's what people from Earth still do, right?
What do you mean?
Well, you go places, you visit things.
Oh, yeah, holiday.
Yes,
yeah.
of course.
Good. Did you fulfill your quest?
We saved the girl.
Exactly, we saved a girl, and she got with her boyfriend, and hopefully, they're gonna convince their parents to, do things that will, save the... Yeah, Liz, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, I think we accomplished... Who is this voice?
I am Great Wizard Anomalin.
Hello, Great Wizard. Yes, I mean, I think we accomplished kind of what we wanted to. We started the start of a revolution, so to say. And, yeah, we saw a really awesome city. We'd really like to head home, if at all possible.
Yes, of course it's possible. I mean, that's the whole idea. To feed stories.
So wait, sorry, you know who we are? Are you the one who brought us here?
I would never do such a thing.
Easy lying it was.
That just seems mean. I don't know if anybody wants to roll insight for that one.
I kinda do.
Okay, you go ahead and roll insight.
Seems shady. 18.
Yeah, he's definitely the guy who brought you here.
You bring me back. It was almost my birthday.
Right, you want to go back to when you left? Or do you want me to go skip ahead? When is your birthday?
Wait, don't skip ahead. Time traveling is bad.
Yeah, no, yeah, all sci-fi says time travel is bad.
Okay, so back to the point where that nefarious person took you from.
Yeah, that would be nice. Although, I mean, the only thing is, like, this whole Dark Lord thing, like, are these people gonna be okay?
That depends. Might you come back?
Well...
Can we come back? How?
I have... I mean, the nefarious person who brought you here has been experimenting with a computer virus. That potentially opens crossings between worlds. It's not that this person ran an experiment on you. That would be mean and rude. That might be something to consider.
If one were to try and take on the biggest of all quests and actually save this plan from this Dark Lord, like, where would they even start?
At the beginning.
Oh.
No.
Alright, Liz, it's one of those things where he talks in riddles.
Yeah.
Pretty sure, yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'm totally willing to come back. I would just like to, see my family before I go,
Yeah, at least let them know I'm going on a quest.
Yeah.
Or just a holiday for them to think I'm okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to worry them.
Yeah, anyway, let's think of that later, but yeah, for the moment, Mr. Great and Powerful Wizard, yeah, I think we'd like to go home.
Okay. If you're open to returning, make sure to download the program that somebody left on your laptop. And you hear the sizzling sound again that you heard before. There's static. And then there's another flash of white light and you're back behind your computer. The panel is going on. The panelist who's leading it looks like they've been repeating the same question.
Right, awesome. Sorry, what was the question again?
Yes, about safety and immersion.
You have listened to an episode of Red Moon Roleplaying where we played Legendlore, which is published by our friends at Onyx Path Publishing and is on Kickstarter right now. Our Dungeon Master was Steffie De Vaan, and Craig was joined by Elizabeth Chaipraditkul and Beatriz Dias. The music was created by Lesa Listvi and Mount Shrine and was used with permission from their label Cryochamber. Visit cryochamber.bandcamp.com or their YouTube channel for more music for your games. We'd like to give massive thanks to our champions of the Red Moon, Martin Heuschober, Nastasia Raulerson, Simon Cooper, David, and Julia for their generous support of the show. And we would of course like to thank all of our other patrons. Without your support, the show would not be possible. If you want to support our work, please check us out on Patreon. You can get access to bonus campaigns for Cult Divinity Lost and Coriolis there, as well as get early and raw access to all of our recordings. You can also hear your name read on the show as a champion of the Red Moon, as well as play Cult with us. Most importantly, that support is what keeps the show going, so do check us out there. Thank you for listening, and see you soon, again.